So, the overarching theme and flow of not just this conversation, but I think a segment of this portion of the documentary is to highlight you, right? And I think that the previous documentary, you did an amazing job at highlighting your mom, but I don't know that you necessarily gave you an opportunity to focus on you. And so, my intentions for this portion of our conversation is to, yes, talk about others, but my focus is on you, right? And the theme is grief and rebirth. So I know you don't like the spotlight. And if at any point you feel like I'm asking too much, I'm probing too much, let me know and I'll scale back.
I'm an open book.
I know you're an open book. I also know that you tend to focus your attention on others.
And other things.
And now that we are moving into a new chapter in your life and we're celebrating a milestone for you, I want us to move into a direction where you start seeing yourself in the same light that we see you. And so I want to start off with your foundation, right? And as a lot of us know, your foundation doesn't exist without your grandmother. And I know her anniversary is quickly approaching. So please let any and all emotions that come up, let's sit with them, let's honor them, let's welcome them, whatever that is. And so I know that that was the biggest physical form of loss for you to date. And the physical death of your grandmother had an impact on you that those of us from the outside looking in didn't really understand it, right? Because you do a good job at masking, right? You mask your emotions because you're a creative genius. And so you know how to literally deflect the attention from you onto others, whether it's through your physical art, you dancing, tearing that shit up on the dance floor, right? To the way that you dress, to the way that you express yourself, to the jokes that you make, right? The projects that you create. And so I think it can be a great coping mechanism. It can be very therapeutic. And at the same time, and push aside other feelings that do need to be honored, right? And so I want you to talk a little bit about the roles, plural, that your grandmother played in your foundation, that she played in who you were growing up, who you are today, and who you're becoming.
In the first documentary, I made it a point, so 80-20, right? Like this whole 80-20 rule. 80% of my mom's story, and then 20% of me and my family. That was purposeful because I knew that more would come. The opportunity for more would come. Like I shot it, I filmed it, I edited it, knowing that there was going to be more. So I've put this part of it off for a while just because I didn't, that was during COVID. I had the time, whatever. And feels weird to have to make a documentary about yourself, but I think I'm doing it slowly and with a pace that feels comfortable. So now it's going to be 80% me and then 20% the rest. So your question was about foundation and all that. Yeah. Obviously, I am the man that I am today because of my grandmother. Shortly after I was born, my parents started messing up, whatever. So my grandmother, she came in and she gladly took care. And she has actually said that when I was born, I kind of saved her life. She had gone through a divorce, so she was going through a divorce. My grandfather kind of did her dirty, and my mom's, was all over the place. So my grandmother was kind of alone, and she said I saved her life. When she told me that, I never forgot that, because in turn she ended up saving mine. Because God knows where I would have ended up in the system or whatever, and I definitely wouldn't be here today. Everything good that I have is because of her. She always taught me how to act in public and stuff like that, but just ultimately to be a good person, And I struggled with like how to honor her going forward.
And let them out.
And I quickly came to the conclusion that the best way for me to honor my grandmother is to be the person that she raised me to be, and the person that she wanted me to be.
And who is that?
Just a good person, which is hard in this day and age. But she just wanted me to be a good person and to stay out of trouble. And I think I've done a decent job at both of that. So that's how I'm going to honor her going forward. And also having a healthy relationship with my mother. Because I feel like her passing was a new beginning for me and my mother. It was the end of that chapter and the beginning of me and my mom having a real mother-son relationship for the first time. Because as long as my grandmother was around, she was always my mother. Even though, I would call my mom, Mom, and my grandmother, Mommy.
Mm-hmm. I met her as Mommy.
Yeah, Mommy. Yeah. She worked hard to make sure that I had everything I needed. She loved me hard. She accepted me for who I was, good, bad, and indifferent. And, she was everything to me. So